Hello YouTube! While I am waiting for my subscription boxes to come in, I decided I would do a mini convention haul. I always find that whenever I go to conventions, I'm always walking down sort of like the comic village alley, or I'm always looking at sort of the artists they always get in at conventions. So today's video is all going to be about my artwork hauls from the past sort of 3 years I've been going to convention. So here we go. The first small selection you saw is from Andacon from this June just gone. The first one you saw was by Mike Noble. Mike Noble himself is quite famous among a lot of Gerry Anderson fans, mostly due to the fact that Mike Noble was commissioned to work for the affiliated comics done by Gerry Anderson Company. The series itself was called TV Century 21. The print itself is actually a commission piece for the convention. Mike was also doing small little commission pieces at the table by fans. I really myself would have liked a commission piece, but due to his fame and his popularity, he's quite expensive. It's an action scene based off the character from Captain Scarlet. The guy swimming away is actually Captain Scarlet himself. The series is kind of James Bond inspired, but with aliens. If you're a Gerry Anderson fan, that makes total sense. If not, I will explain, I promise, in another video. This is just artwork, or I will be gushing. There was a few different pieces that Mike Noble had done, but I really like this one because I love the colours, I love the action, it's just so pretty. Second one you see is actually a commission piece that I had done at the convention. The artist is Steve Kite. So very much like Mike Noble, he's worked on comic series from continuation from Gerry Anderson's original work. However, he is more based from the 1980s up to the 1990s. The guy itself was really sweet. I cannot thank Steve enough for what he did. I wanted something very simple based off my two favourite characters from my favourite Gerry Anderson series, and he did it at a fantastic price, and it was amazing, and I love it. I love it so much. The third one you see is a photograph that I had done at the convention. A very dorky looking cosplayer with a couple of puppets. The puppets themselves are actually recreated by a fan of the show, and they are accurate as anything down to the minutest detail. I look like I'm in heaven. I very much was, and it had to go on my wall. This last piece is actually a poster. It's also my last Andacon haul that I got. A little bit backstory behind this one. I keep mentioning Gerry Anderson series and a lot of Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds, it's probably the most iconic series that Gerry Anderson himself ever produced, directed, wrote scripts for. Especially if you grew up in the 1960s and 1990s and you literally got frustrated with these puppets in your face. September of this year just gone, it was actually the 50th anniversary of Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds was first shown in September in 1965, and obviously it's now 2015. Unfortunately, the man himself passed away in 2013 in December, and his son Jamie Anderson, who's been doing a bang up job, has actually decided to carry on his dad's work and also to get his dad's name out more. The poster is actually commissioned by a guy called Eric Chu, and again, I can't find any information of him. The poster itself is very much iconic of the two films that Gerry had done based on the Thunderbirds TV show. So in the 1960s you had Thunderbirds Argo, and with Thunderbirds 6, and the poster itself is very much a nostalgic throwback to the iconic movie posters of the 1960s, and especially those two films. I absolutely love it. As soon as I saw it, I went, I have to have that poster. Not just because the fact it's an anniversary commissioned project, but just because the fact that it's got my favourite characters, my favourite show, it's all action packed. I love the fact that John Tracy is literally like the second person behind Scott Tracy, because in the series he kind of got pushed back, and he's one of my favourite characters. And you've obviously got Lady Penelope and Parker as well, two probably more iconic than any of the actual main international rescue members. This one is actually not from a convention, it's from a Fashion Week event I went to in February of this year. It's done by a wonderful female artist who does fashion and beauty illustration. Her name is Willa Gebbie. Some beautiful work. She's done a few projects with different companies. Her artwork is fantastic and very simple, but it works for what she's trying to put across, and very feminine. It was also free and it's really nice and I love it. Okay, so we're now going on to the artwork that I have literally just got from the October Comic Con just gone. This collection of 4 of Steven Universe is done by a very well-known UK YouTube artist, Jellie Bee. Comic Con there was a VidFest tent and I'd gone in because I was going to see another YouTuber, and she came up and she's so sweet and amazing and so down to earth, and a bit shell-shocked that she had this many people trying to listen to her. And I eventually went to a table, and I will not lie, the Steven Universe Ruby Sapphire hugging is what drew me to her work. It's so beautiful and heartfelt, and it encapsulates everything that everybody loves about this couple and these characters in one full swoop. So you've got the postcard sizes. She also did A4 and A3. I have no room for them. I would love to have had an A3 Ruby and Sapphire, but I don't know where I put it. So instead I decided to go for the series of Steven Universe characters. They all look amazing, and the colours, the way they look, the fluid motion to them, the way she's captured all their personalities. I mean, Peridot's photo, Peridot is literally stealing the show, and I think she almost steals the show in the actual frame. The next 2 you see are done by a separate artist named Brogal Coral. Her artwork actually caught my attention at the Comic Village just because of just how unique it was, and they're so beautiful and feminine, and this lovely fluid motion to them, and they're curvy and voluptuous, and I love it. My favourite out of the 2 is actually the Mermaid Space Pirate. I was speaking to the artist and I was like, so, Mermaid Space Pirate? She went, yeah. I said, why not? I had to have it. Just why not? Mermaid Space Pirates. How can you go wrong? The last 3 you see are ones I have put together. They're actually done by 2 separate artists. The 2 on the end are done by the same one. The one in the middle is actually separate. The reason I put them together is because I think the colours themselves work well off of one another. Loki and Eric, or Phantom of the Opera, are done by the same artist, Audrey Molinatti, and if I've said your name wrong, I do apologise. She's a French illustrator. Going on to her DeviantArt account, she does like a tea room series, and they're so pretty. Her artwork is amazing. She also, the teas that she picks, she has to match like the personalities or like the characters overall. Talking to her with Loki, the reason why she put matcha tea with Loki is because it's very bitter, and if you know your teas, that is a fantastic pun. I was laughing quite loudly. I think I scared off some of the other customers. So Jasper, the Steven Universe character in the middle, is done by an artist named Winter's Shade. I wasn't planning on buying any more artwork as I was walking through, and she literally held this up, and I actually think I went, shut up and take my money. Just how can you not love the piece? The pose, the colours, it's amazing. Suits the character, and she just complements both Loki and Eric. They've all got very strong personalities, I've noticed. that was my artwork haul. I hope you enjoyed it. As I've said, I will try, and if I can find links for the artists, I will put them in the description below. Unfortunately, both with Mike Noble and Steve Kai, and Eric Chu, actually, thinking about it, poor Eric, I have got no information on them. From what I've gathered from talking to people, both Mike Noble and Steve just don't do the internet. Or at least Mike Noble, I can give you sort of a fan blog done by a fellow comic artist, Lee Sullivan. But overall, if you like any of the artists, please check out their pages and go support them. They're all amazing, and I really hope that this helps bring more of their artwork forward. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, YouTube.